Yay! New studio. All right, you guys, this has been long awaited. We are here in the new studio. I know that I kept you hanging for a really long time, but we are in the new space. I am filming here. I'm gonna for sure give you a tour of everything very, very soon. So hold tight for that. But I had to start this video by just addressing all of the wonderful just vibes in the room and the whole feel of it and the new background. This is what is here to stay. And there are different elements of this room that I'm gonna be filming and showing, and I'm so excited. So yeah, welcome to today's video, guys. I am happy as can be, even though we're gonna be totally talking about crappy products, which maybe is not the happiest thing on planet Earth, but at least I can warn you of some items that I think maybe you want to think twice about purchasing. They're going into the donation pile. I wasted my money, I don't like them. So today we are talking about disgusting primers. Disgusting is probably a really harsh word, I know. Let's find a better one. Awful primers, crappy primers, horrible primers, primers that wasted my money, I want a refund, you didn't do a good job primers. So yeah, I have a big bin of them. These are all not drugstore primers, so this is like I wasted extra money, more than I had to on these items. We'll start with this guy right here. This is something that I picked up at Blue Mercury, I believe is the name of the boutique. They have them now inside of Macy's. It's a higher end boutique experience. They carry a lot of, By Terry, La Mer, just all of your kind of top shelf, top dollar products. And this is a line that I think they own. I want to say they own this. It's called Loon plus Aster, and this is expensive. This is not cheap. I thought it sounded really great. This is supposed to be used before any of your foundations. It specifically says before BB or CC cream, which is kind of interesting that it says use this before one of those type of products, because those type of products I always feel like you just slap on the face and you don't really want to fuss with a primer. That's just me. So this is the Real Glow Primer. It has light diffusing radiance, vitamin E, licorice, and apple seed extract. Yay me, I got that right. It sounds really good. Like on the front part, it says it's gluten-free, phthalate-free, it's vegan, paraben-free. It's a lot of good things. And when I was trying it on the back of my hand, I did really like it. It's very, very luminous, but not overly sparkly luminous. It just leaves like a nice shine to the skin, but it makes your face a little bit sticky and tacky and difficult for your foundation to wear very evenly, and that's my issue with this product. It looks great alone without anything on top of it, but if I am going to purchase this as a primer, it is a fail in my opinion because it's just a little bit too sticky. It's not crazy expensive. It's $30 for 1.7 ounces, but I just wanted to tell you guys because maybe you would be in Macy's, maybe you would see this line and go, something different, something new. No one's really talking about this. I will try more from this range because I want to explore more and I don't want to count a brand out just because they have one failed product for me. So I am curious, have you guys tried anything from this line? Anyone? Leave it in the comments below. This is just going, I don't even know where this is going. Do I donate this? I almost feel really bad donating products that I don't like, but it's so sad when you use like a couple of pumps of something and then I'm like, now what do I do with it? Like maybe somebody else would enjoy it. But this to me was horrible. This is the Fire Lust Primer, and beyond it being overly kind of orangey dewy, this actually started to make me break out and clog my pores. I liked it more than Tom Ford's bronzing primer. That one is just the biggest hot mess on planet Earth, and I've actually already gotten rid of that one. But I was kind of going through my drawers, and do we see like it's actually kind of lumpy too. The product dries around the nozzle itself, and it gets very lumpy and chunky, and I don't like that. It's very, very, very heavily fragranced, which makes me feel like that can't be good for your skin. It's just a lot of chemicals and not in a good way. It's like actually not a pretty fragrance in my opinion, and it's just too freaking glittery, orangey glittery. And this one is $72. Not worth the cash. This is a primer by Tarte that a lot of people love. They absolutely love this primer. This is the Clean Slate Poreless 12-Hour Perfecting Primer. My issue with this is it bunches and pills on my skin. So I'll put it on, and do we see, I'll have to do like a close-up. when I start to rub and buff my skin, it actually is so dimethicone-y and so silicone-y that it actually starts pilling, kind of like if you, this is a really gross description, but kind of like if you had dead skin, you were like rubbing really hard and like, you know how your skin kind of peels off and it just sits on top of the skin instead of really being pressed into those pores and fine lines. It's just a little bit too thick for me and my taste for primers. This one you do get 1 ounce, it's 31 bucks. That's not crazy up there in price, but I do think you can do better. If you want a primer that's like this, that is not as super heavy in dimethicone, it's still got that really crazy silicone dimethicone thing going, but texture-wise, it's just a little bit more liquidy. The original Smashbox primer, now they have like 20 different primers, but like the original one that just comes in the clear form, that one, I think if you're looking to specifically blur pores and lines and you want something with that kind of heavy dimethicone feel, but you want it to melt into the skin, that's what I would recommend aside from this one right here. Now, I'm gonna totally throw you guys for a loop. I did also want to point out that Tarte does have a primer that I really, really love. This is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is $39. And I don't know if it's that this one isn't claiming to be mattifying, that it's a different texture, but for some reason, whenever I take this on my fingertips and I just press it into my pores, it works beautifully. It's not gonna completely give you like a flat appearance to the skin to work with. This is more for combo skin, dry skin. This would be a good one to fill in those pores and cover up any fine lines if you are not super oily. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple of options as well. From Benefit, this is the Porefessional Matte Rescue. I bet you guys are shocked because I always talk about the Porefessional, like the original one, which is so good. I can't even tell you, that one is like, I have to say my favorite. I think it is. It's officially my favorite. I kind of tinker around and like try new things, but I always go back to that one just to kind of really smooth out my pores right here on my nose, in between my brows, and on my chin. Those are my trouble zones for any pores that I just want to kind of fill in and vanish. And sometimes I'll do a little bit right in these lines as well to kind of help foundation to not sink and separate. But this one is for mattifying. And you guys know, sometimes I like to be super crazy detailed if I'm going to an event, if I'm going to be taking photos, if I need my makeup to really, really last, I will use more than one primer. And that's a great trick to do because we have different areas of our faces that need different things. So I do like to keep super mattifying primers on hand. And I had been using this one for a while thinking like, yeah, I think it's doing a pretty good job. Like I kind of like it. Like I would fan it on with a little eyeshadow brush just in the detailed spots that get super oily on me. But I just started realizing that it has such a gel-like texture that when it's working with other primers and your foundation, it starts to actually look different in those areas. Like your foundation will sit differently and it's almost like a noticeable like different texture wherever you put this. So I don't recommend this primer. It's also super, super drying. I think the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops, those are mattifying drops, that works better for that technique. It also says that it's pore blurring and I don't find that to be true at all. Just stick with the original Porefessional because this one is just it's just not good. This one right here from Becca, this is the Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh. Oh my God, that's a name. Okay, so this actually comes out purple, like you pump it out on your hand and it's full on purple. Do we see that? You put it on and it still has this like grayish purple tint. I don't really understand it. I think it's supposed to brighten up the skin, but for me, I just felt like I kept seeing purple on my face and kind of like a gray cast, and it's really, really almost oily looking. So it's not just dewy, it like actually looks oily, kind of like when you put on a night cream and it doesn't sink in all the way and you have that kind of oil glaze all over the face. That is what this does. You go in with foundation, and even if you make things look really great, it just kind of breaks apart your foundation really quickly. That was my experience. And this does not do any pore filling or line reducing in my opinion. It's really just an optical illusion of brightening and kind of creating that overall dewy look to the skin. Kind of like when you turn your head, it does reflect a lot of light. This one was sent to me. I always want to tell you guys whether I'm raving about a product or not. This one actually was sent to me and I'm not a fan. So that's a pass. I have tried other Becca primers and they actually have one of the best silicone-free mattifying primers out there. That is one that I also would recommend for the around the nose, lip, eyebrow, wherever you get super shiny trick. So I do feel like Becca does have some really great primers. This one was just an absolute miss for me. This is the Sabuki Glotion. This is kind of the same thing, except for this one really irritated my skin. This is from Boscia, and this is a glowing primer. It says that you can use this alone, you can use it under makeup, and that it is loaded with Camilla oil, and this is supposed to just deeply hydrate and leave your skin luminized. I really feel like this one is definitely for someone with super dry skin because this just has an actual radiance to it. More so than anything else that I have shown you, this has like reflective, opalescent radiance. So you put this all over the skin, and even when you put the foundation on top of it, you're still gonna feel like there's that radiance peeking through. And I just feel like it made my skin look too wet. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I feel like most primers that are glowy are just not necessary. I feel like go with a more glowy, hydrating foundation on top of a line smoothing primer, something that's gonna give a nice slip to the skin, something that's gonna fill in a little bit, do a good job making everything apply better and last longer, instead of doing a good job making everything even more dewy. Because you can add a dewiness to your skin very easily by adding a really nice setting spray at the end of your makeup application, applying a cream highlight. And this one, by the way, you do get 1.7 ounces, but it's $38. So again, up there in price. You know, dump that money into a good skincare item, better foundation. I just, no. So those are the items that I think are amiss. I actually am sitting here thinking about it and I'm like, you know what I need to do is talk about all of my shortcuts for priming and setting the face with drugstore, more affordable options, because I have a lot of those. And there are ways that you can get a perfectly primed face without spending $30+ on it. So let me know if you want an updated best primers that are affordable video, because I'm happy to do that. Let me know that you do want more of these by giving the video a thumbs up, sharing it, leaving those comments. I read everything, and I hope you guys enjoy this new space. I'm so excited to film in here more. And the other thing that's really exciting is I'm going to be able to film more tutorials. The light is better controlled, and I'm so happy, and I hope you guys are too. All right, I love you so much, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Mwah.